But in corporate, you're protected. That's a good thing. I mean, HR is just a call away. It's just a swipe away.
Yeah. You're definitely protected in terms of not having consequences for taking off.
Got to do due
and there's no
diligence,
repercussions, but you do have to put in the work.
Yeah.
So whereas in a firm, you take off for the holidays, it's not like you're working overtime the night before and after. In these corporate firms, you have to work overtime the night before or after. There's a lot of correspondence, a lot of communication that's involved in explaining to your teams what exactly you're doing and the exact days that you're off. And I would say that that's not always true, but the big firms, they're okay with. The smaller firms, you might have a little more trouble because they'll tend to micromanage you.
Sounds like my mom. From the conversation, just tell her I'm not coming for me. Oh no! I need a communication. I need why, when, where are you going to be, what time, when, what happened, which friend are you going out with?
If you had multiple mothers,
I don't know. What can you imagine? Which friend? Where is he from? What type of car is he driving? To where?
Sounds like the Jewsiety.
How much gas does he have in the car? It's crazy.
Sounds like the typical Jewsiety.
It's a problem. Rachel has a boss who is Jewish, but apparently hates Judaism. And is trying to thwart her attempts to take off.
I don't think that's how she got to explain it.
Thwarting her attempts to take off for Yontif.
Does he? He wants you to come to the dark side, doesn't he?
Well, yeah. I mean, he just told he's the CEO. He told my supervisor. I used to work in public accounting, so I switched to the not public accounting world. But he told my supervisor to unapprove my days off for Sukkot. So just to catch you up.
So he has to approve. It's not just an email saying, I'm taking off these days for holiday.
Right.
So that's the difference between a bigger and a smaller.
No, so my supervisor had already...
That's a difference, because that's just the difference between like an annoying boss and like a normal boss, or a good culture versus a bad culture. That's literally it. A good culture is going to tell you, your days are your days. You send them in. That's it. You send them in. When you go over the limit, we'll call you. That's all. We don't need to know anything. When you have when you have a bad boss, when you have a bad culture, whatever, why are you taking off? Oh, really? I didn't realize. Shouldn't that just take an hour?
Example, Avery, you're not here for the podcast. We had an episode planned.
I let you take off 18 episodes ago, okay?
It's a floating holiday. Use it somewhere else.
I am using it.
Floating, Avery, you are a floating holiday.
You're the definition of a floating holiday.
Even if I bring someone in to take up my hours, it's a problem.
No, that's the thing. Project-based, work-based. Why can't that stand? But there's just some jobs that it's not that, it's just being
present,
having support, having the channel.
Who's going to click? Who's going to hit the Excel spreadsheets and do, just sit and typing endlessly on a keyboard while you're away with your head bobbing,
It's like we're doctors sometimes.
Essentially.
Like we're on call.
Wow. Right?
Sometimes it's like we're on call. I've had some comments.
Yeah, that's what I hate. Like, we're not saving lives here. Like, why is it that important if I get you the project like a day later, or like if I finish the project when I come back from the holiday? Like, nobody's dying. That's what I don't understand.
Actually, what they do? They might die.
There's some cultures that are just they can't let you go from that fear, from that intimidation, from causing you to be trepid. They need to keep that going.
When you have an organization that's built upon minorities that were oppressed, such as Asians, Jews, what else? Italians, oppressed people. That's what's going to happen. It's going to reflect your work environment. What do you expect?
It's actually a good point, no?
Most of the oppressed are the people, or the Asians who just stick to themselves. They have some Asian
of course.
burgers.
And so the Indian guy who's working for $8 an hour.
Oh, the Indian, right there. These guys are oppressed.
I feel
in
bad
Bangladesh.
Oh, I had to manage 40 of them from our shared services center.
And people don't treat them nicely either. Like I'm saying,
We had one die. It was.
Oh my God.
We had one drop dead. This guy.
Gandhi.
This guy was Indian, is like this guy, he had a deadline. He was up for partner or director, and he was like, people saw him like drooling and sweating and limping, and he had like a whole like a 20 something hour heart attack. And then,
My God.
yeah, and then just totally
20 hours.
dropped that stroke or a heart attack, something, one of those two. No, not heart attack. But maybe he was having a stroke.
And he was sitting there working the whole time?
No, he was like literally like people saw it. Like people were telling him, like, "Are you okay? Like, do you feel?" And he's like, "You know, got to get the work done."
So I'll tell
And
you a
he
crazy
dropped
story.
dead.
Yeah.
This guy drops dead on the floor. All these people, and it was great. HR,
You were there?
HR, I was there. I was there working on the other floor. They tell me someone. I ran down like, "What's going on?" You know, a few Jewish guys from Kiddush Club are saying Kaddish ready from this guy, and we get an email from HR. We want to make everyone feel safe.
Did you ever hear the
And
story?
if you need to go home, we understand.